Okay, 7:14 a.m. April 17th. It's Thursday. It's 2014. This is not even like a straightforward, because I'm not gonna be showing any gameplay of the game or anything, but this is just like, it's not even really a review, cause that's not how I do reviews on here, unless I'm showing like my own gameplay or something. I don't really copy other people's gameplays, especially if I own the freaking game. I would rather upload my own gameplay. So the only thing that I can do is show you like some pictures and stuff. Hopefully that would be enough. But this is gonna be like my personal opinions on the entire bashing of Grand Theft Auto 5, which I think is extremely freaking hilarious. Because you have folks that have been waiting years and years and years and years for Grand Theft Auto 5 to be released. And yeah, I know this might be a little late, whatever, you know, like I actually want to play the entire game before I like gave any thoughts on it, instead of just playing like half of it and jumping online and being like, oh, Grand Theft Auto sucks, and that's it. You know, I haven't played the entire freaking game. I've only played like online, and that's it. You're fucking real. You haven't. I tell anybody, if you spend 60 something damn bucks on a game and you beat the game, you quickly beat the game in like what, 4 fucking days or some shit, and then you talking about the game sucks. No, you just fucking suck at playing games. That's what the hell that is. Because if you had played Grand Theft Auto 5 the way that it was designed to be played, you would have known that there's a lot of shit to do on this game. A lot. Like half of it doesn't even have to do with freaking the storyline. Like a lot of it is just, a lot of people really missed the point of Grand Theft Auto 5 and what Rockstar was trying to do. They really missed the freaking point. Rockstar was not trying to recreate San Andreas. For number one, I don't think that San Andreas is in a fucking league of its own. Let's just put that shit out right now. San Andreas is in a league of its own. Leave San Andreas the fuck alone. Okay? There's not going to be another. I mean, be glad that they even paid somewhat of a tribute to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I remember they even had an achievement, not an achievement, but they even had like at the end of the missions, they got like this little scorecard, this little check off scorecard, where it's like if you completed one of the challenges, you know, one of the challenges to get checked off, it'll be like one of the challenges would be like, you know, fast as hell, something like that. And you would complete that challenge by like going real fast on a speedboat, hitting a certain speed on a speedboat or in a vehicle or something, and you would complete that challenge. Well, they had one where Trevor Phillips and Michael were stealing from I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Merriweather. It was where they was stole a golden idol, or a golden statue from the train, and they escaped in a boat from Merriweather, the agency of Merriweather. And one of the challenges were better than CJ, because remember, it was an entire joke through the entire game of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It was a joke that CJ couldn't drive worth a fuck. You know, every vehicle that he got in, he crashed, or his driving skills was just horrible. And that was a little joke that they did, that they put in there for anybody who played San Andreas. They would have automatically got that. They would have been like, oh wow, you know, hey, they made a joke about San Andreas. They did pay attention to San Andreas, because you have Los Santos. Los Santos was in San Andreas. They're paying homage to to San Andreas. I believe that's a fucking enough. They don't have to recreate San Andreas. I mean, for goodness sakes, they even paid tribute to Grove Street because Franklin and Lamar was wearing green bandanas, you know, around their face when they in one of their missions, and they was representing Grove Street. They was representing the Grove Street family, because in San Andreas, Grove Street's gang colors was green. So every now and then, yeah, they did pay homage to San Andreas. They even let you visit their little rendition of Grove Street. I mean, I believe that was good or damn enough. They cannot recreate San Andreas, people. They can't fucking do it. Like, be glad that they at least try to put the shit in HD. I mean, that's all they can freaking do. This is Grand Theft Auto 5. They had to fucking leave San Andreas where San Andreas was at. I mean, yeah, they could. Don't get me wrong. They could have been like, you know, they could have let you see some characters or some shit from San Andreas and let you see how they turned out, you know, later on in the years or whatever, like they did in Vice City. A lot of characters from Vice City were seen on San Andreas, you know, just like a lot of characters from Grand Theft Auto 3 were seen on San Andreas. Remember Catalina? She was from not San Andreas, but she was from Grand Theft Auto 3. The dude that never said shit, that was the main character, they even had him on San Andreas, which was hilarious as all shit. You had to race against them. You had to race against him and Catalina in some street race they had in the mountains. So I believe that they did enough catering to San Andreas. A lot of people, I don't know what the hell they was thinking. I guess they was thinking that this was gonna be like San Andreas 2. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? This is Grand Theft Auto 5. It did everything that it was supposed to do the way it was supposed to be done. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, they did kind of fall short on like the final heist is where you get like a shitload of money. But after you get all that money, the only thing that you can really do, I guess they did it for like replay value, because that's the only thing that you can really do after you've done that. It's like I guess go back, buy all the outfits that you didn't have enough money to buy all the weapons you didn't have enough money to buy. But I kind of understand where everybody's coming from on that point. You know, that is kind of crazy. That the final mission, that would give you that much money, and I mean, what can I do with it now other than just go and buy everything that I couldn't buy from the midpoint of the game, or the midpoint of the story. So they did fall kind of short on that. I don't know what the hell they was thinking about, but a lot of people fail to realize that these three characters that you play as were all down on their luck. I mean, Michael, yeah, he starts out in the game, you would probably think that he's the richest character out of all three. That's bullshit. Michael had to grind just like the other two characters. Just like Franklin and Trevor, he had to grind his way to the top as well. Yeah, he had you know, he had the largest amount of money than Trevor and Franklin, but at the same time, his story was more focused on the situation between him, his family, and his buddy in the FIB. See what I'm saying? It didn't really focus, like, nobody was really, he didn't really have like a struggling story with him like Franklin did, or like Trevor did. You know, Franklin was trying to get out of the hood. You know, he didn't want to, he wanted to move up in the hills. Franklin wanted to live that successful life. Trevor wanted to, like, be the most notorious drug dealer, the most notorious meth pusher, the most you know, organized kingpin when it came to methamphetamines and shit like that. You know, I mean, their stories was a little bit, in my opinion, their stories were a little bit more interesting than Michael's. Michael was a cool character. Don't get me wrong. He was cool. He was a cool character because, like, you actually got to see his entire family. You know what I'm saying? You got to see you got to see his what? Who did they first introduce his son Jimmy, if I'm not mistaken. Then they introduced his daughter Tracy. Then they introduced his wife Amanda. That pretty much like brought new characters into the game, even though you didn't get to play as them still. You know, new faces in a video game is always a good thing. But sorry, cause I don't really want this video to be that long. You take Franklin, okay? Well, a lot of people was the way I look at it, I believe that Franklin, every time I played as Franklin, I kept on getting him confused as CJ. I just kept on, for some strange reason, I kept on just thinking this is CJ I'm playing as. I kept on calling him CJ and forgot that the dude's damn name is Franklin. That's how much he just resembles CJ. He's just more of a bigger body character, you know. But his story is just one of those, another one of those, oh, I gotta make it out the hood type of stories, which I mean, this is getting real old now. Like, look, just because the character is African American, whatever, does not mean he has to always be in the damn ghetto. And they do change it up, you know. He's not in the ghetto forever. They do change it up. He does later on in the game. He progresses, and thanks to Lester, who is another one of the main characters of the story. Thanks to him, he ends up moving out of the hood and moving up into the hills, where the so-called wealthy people are, or whatever, rich folks, the movie stars, celebrities, and crap. And with Trevor, to me, I mean, Trevor is just, he's more of a character that I can relate to. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a character that I can relate to. Like, I believe that from my experience of the game, Trevor actually delivered more of that old school Grand Theft Auto feel. Like, I mean, he starts off in his freaking missions, he starts off shooting people. Like, with him, it's more action based. Like, everything either involved either you were shooting, or you was going up against the Lost and the Damned, you know. What do they call it? Yeah, the Lost. You was going up against them every turn. Like, they just came out of no freaking where. One time I was just driving up the street on a motorcycle. Out of no damn where, they started shooting at me. I didn't really catch on to that until I had remembered that at the beginning of his introduction, he actually ends up killing one of their leaders, if I'm not mistaken, which is Johnny. His name is Johnny. He ends up killing him, and now the Lost are just after him at every turn. So every time you see someone pass you by on a motorcycle and they're wearing their colors, the Lost colors, they'll turn around and like chase after you, and you don't have no choice but to either get away from them if you can, or just take them out, which is way more easier as far as I'm concerned. Trevor is also, later on in the game, you'll find out that Trevor is I don't really think that Trevor is a cannibal. I just think that his friends are all fucked up. Every last one of his friends are just crazy. You got Cletus, who is like this out back door redneck hillbilly hick, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They're playing on that role. You know, they always gotta throw a hillbilly or some shit in there. and he talks with that real southern country accent, missing teeth, scrubby beard, stuff like that. They had to throw one of those in there, because Trevor lives in the freaking Badlands. You could pretty much say so. A lot of people say it was like his character was like supposed to be like a tribute to the series Breaking Bad. Trevor's life is a little bit more exciting than Breaking Bad, okay? Because it's in one mission where he goes up and hijacks a fucking airplane while it's still in the air by using another airplane. Yeah, I've never even seen shit like that on Breaking Bad. So Trevor is pulling off some crazy stuff. So that's why he's my favorite character, because he pays tribute to more. Franklin he constantly reminds me of CJ. I cannot get that out of my head. Every time I play as this guy, it reminds me of San Andreas. But with Trevor, he's more of that good old Grand Theft Auto feel. That's if they had made the game with just him in it, the game would have been it still would have been good. Because he just, as soon as you start off with this guy, you go to yourself, this is the character that's basically going to be, he's going to bring the most action to the game. And he does. In my opinion, he really does bring the majority of the action to the game. What else a lot of people had? Well, a lot of folks, and I can kind of agree on it. A lot of people were saying that, yeah, this is the largest map. They're saying that it's the biggest map in Grand Theft Auto history, and that's pretty much true. It is the most largest map, but to be honest, a lot of the stuff in the game is like, it's just there for show. Because I remember I was driving down, exploring around, and I ended up running up on this casino. Well, the casino looked awesome from the outside, but it was just there for show. Like you couldn't go inside the casino like in San Andreas. They had the Four Dragons Casino, and guess what? You could go inside the casino and actually play the slots. You could play play around in the casino and actually win money. Well, in this game, a lot of stuff that you see is for ooh and ah aspects. You look at it, you go ooh, ah, that looks amazing looking. But that's all you can do with it, is just look at it. It's just there for show. Didn't really understand, like, why would you create this big giant world and you put all these decorations and stuff in it, but it's just there for show. It's really nothing that you can do with it. A lot of the stores and stuff that you can go in on San Andreas, some of the stores, they got it to where, in which I don't even know if they overlooked it, but they should have at least like let you know what you can go inside of and what you couldn't go inside of. Because a lot of times you can go inside of a 7-Eleven and you can get food. A lot of times I would stop at a 7-Eleven and just end up walking into a door that, it was just there for show. So I didn't know whether I could go inside of a store or not go inside of a store to do anything. So yeah, it's the biggest map in Grand Theft Auto history, but I mean, a lot of the stuff on there is just, like I say, it's for show. But to wrap this video up, all three characters got special abilities that was just introduced to Grand Theft Auto through this title alone. Michael has the ability to slow down time with the whole bullet time thing, where he can shoot with more accuracy. You can get easier headshots. Franklin, his ability kicks in when he's behind the wheel of a car, any car, or any vehicle, basically. His ability kicks in to, like, he kind of has like a bullet time with cars, with vehicles. It slows him down regardless of the speed he's going. It slows him down to like pull off handbrake turns, pull off. He can drift. He can avoid oncoming cars in case he's getting away from the running away from the cops, trying to lure a wanted level. And last but not least, Trevor has the ability to where he goes into a rage mode, and it increases the damage that he does and decreases the damage that he takes. So that's kind of cool. That's a cool little new feature to the franchise. If they make up Grand Theft Auto 6, which I don't know why they wouldn't. I don't really know what the hell could happen in Grand Theft Auto 6. But after seeing this, a lot of people still had an issue with it. I can't really have an issue with it for you got exactly what you paid for. A lot of people are crazy to say that this game is too short. This game is not too damn short. Like I say, you just refuse to invest the time that's required to get the most out of this game. Because I've beat this game twice, and I'm still finding shit on it that I didn't even know was on here. Missions are unlocked when you do certain things. Missions are unlocked when you buy certain properties. You get to do certain things to characters. You never the therapist guy. A lot of people didn't like going to therapy. Well, it turns out that if you go to therapy enough, and this is a spoiler alert in case you don't know about it, but if you go to therapy enough, guess what? It becomes a freaking mission. It becomes a little side mission to where you have to decide whether you want to kill this fucker or let him go. And if you go to the strength enough times, you'll find out exactly what I'm talking about. And you'll be like, oh wow, I didn't even know that I could do that crap until my third playthrough. So there's still content on this game that I don't even freaking know about. There's missions that you can unlock through the internet. I mean, there's missions that you can unlock just from going around helping people. You might end up getting a reward or something. It's just all over the freaking place. It's way too much stuff on this game for you to call it short. And what else can I say to wrap this video up? Well, it's definitely worth the money. You get more bang for you. Basically getting more than what you paid for, to be honest. All around that, I mean, it's a pretty well put together game. And last but not least, and then I wrap this up. Last but not least, a lot of people are making a big deal about Grand Theft Auto not having any female protagonists. Well, you gotta understand why that is. The females on the game, and they do have females on this game. Females that are not just for show, not just the strippers. They actually have females on this game that I actually liked. They have one, if I'm not mistaken, her name is Paige, and she's a hacker, and she's the best hacker that you can get. Basically, she costs a lot more when she's pulling off heist with you, but she gets the job done way more better than any other hacker on the game. And she assists you in the first heist that you perform, and even the final heist that you perform. She also helps you. She helps you with another heist. She helps you with I wouldn't really say it's a heist. I would say it's a mission. But yeah, she helps you a good amount of times in the game. There's another female on the game that you have to find. You have to find her using Trevor. And and she's pretty much bleeding out at the time because she had just previously been in a car chase. But if I'm not mistaken, I think her name is Martinez. But if you save her in time and you get her to her destination in time, she actually becomes a part of your crew. You unlock a new crew member. And she's extremely good at getaways. And she assists you in pulling off some heists as well.
So yeah, they do have some females in the game that are actually doing something other than taking their clothes off. And it amazes me how people fail to realize that crap. And a lot of times, like, the reason they haven't put a female on Grand Theft Auto is because of all the bitching and complaining that comes along with putting a female character in any game. It's too much bitching and complaining. Oh, her breasts are too big. Oh, she's not this skin tone. Oh, she took her clothes off in this scene. Oh, her shorts was too high. Oh, her ass was too big. Like, shut the fuck up. This is why they don't put female characters, female protagonists in games. This is why. You know, they tried that shit with Call of Duty. People made a big damn deal about it. They wanted females in games. They put the females in the games. Then they was bitching and complaining about killing the females. Like, you just can't make every fucking body happy. But anyway, Grand Theft Auto is exactly, you get what you pay for. You know, you got like crap loads of content. Not to mention you got Grand Theft Auto Online. Not to mention you got downloadable content that, if I'm not mistaken, was given for free for Xbox Live Gold members, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you got way too much freaking content on this game to really say too much bad stuff about it. So the pros outweighs the cons. So that's my little output on Grand Theft Auto 5.